Okay, I want to spend a little bit of time on with this video and talk about a couple related concepts, and that's SEO and Google Analytics. And so this idea, I'm sure you've heard of it, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And I could spend like 5 minutes talking about it, but I think it's easier just to show you what it is. So here I am, I'm at Google, and essentially it is obviously this is a search engine, the world's most popular search engine. I think at last check, this was controlled 75% of the searches in the world. So obviously it's one of the key reasons why Google is. It is how Google became Google. But anyway, so let me just show you from my website. So what I want is my vision of my website is and I'm still working on it, is to have this a place, kind of a destination for people looking to do some fundamental things. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about the marketing of my website because it's still a work in process. But I want this idea though that if someone would type in the name of my website, it would come up. It would be on the first page, SERP, search engine result page. Have you ever heard that? SERP. The idea is to be the first 10, and hopefully the first 5, so people will grab on, see it, and away they go. So let me just type the name of my website. Here it is, lo and behold. This is actually #1. Required mistakes is #1 in Google, and it's been #1 for quite a while. And there's a couple reasons for it. First one, I selected a name, and this was part of the process of name selection, that wasn't inundated with other similar website names, so that was part of it. The other part of it is I regularly post to my site, and I go through search engine optimization process essentially. So, but that's no accident. That is no accident. So let me do it again. Type that in, bam, I'm #1. So there you go. So that's well and good for me, but the question for you is really what you want people to go to Google somewhere else, maybe it could be Bing, wherever, and you want to just you want them to whatever it is, you could say, how about what your business shoes? Whoa, yeah, that's no accident either. That was a very expensive ad right here, but whatever it is, whatever the idea is, whatever your business idea is, you want it to come up here, and there you go. So that's how we market today. That's a huge part of how we market. How do we get on the top of the search engine results page? And it's classes and graduate school classes and all that kind of stuff in that. We don't want to get into that deep. That's the basic idea of it, of search engine results. Another related idea I want to touch upon is how do we measure? How do we measure traffic to a website, right? It's one thing to be #1 or #5 or whatever. Oh, look at Nordstrom's right here. It's one thing to be on this, but the other thing, and that's good, but now we need to take it a step further and see how many people are coming to your website, my website, whatever website, and we do that oftentimes through programs like Google Analytics. So that's how it's tracked. That's how it's tracked. So I'm just going to pop into Google Analytics, and you can get to Google Analytics very quickly. I mean, you just Google it, it'll take you to it and sign up. So I am signed up, and I do have Google Analytics for my site, my website, and here's for a month's worth, or close to a month, of tracking a number of visits. So this is Google Analytics. It's sophisticated. There's certifications in this, but I just wanted to show you that this is how it works. And so it gives you some really cool, and this changes all the time too as well, but just kind of let me show you some fun things here. So I've had like 123 at this time. Not great, not awful. I'm not trying to monetize my site, at least not yet, but it gives you some basic reporting that you need when you develop a website. So this is kind of all these different interests, all this kind of stuff, where they're coming from. I could just see from mine. I could do this, and I could say, Look at most of them. Here's 123 over the month, 100 from desktops, 15 from mobile, and 8 from a tablet. So that's kind of interesting. Here's another. I think this is rather fascinating. So I'm going to do location. Of these 123, look, isn't this rather interesting? So most of it, so I got 100 from the United States. I got, it's just part of the United States, obviously. But look at this. I got 3 in Nigeria. Why? It must have been a mistake, right? You have a mistake? Go to required mistakes. And China, 5. India, Australia, 1. What the heck? So United Kingdom, 2. So you see, this is common. Most of them are here in the U.S., but let's go to languages. And I got English, so here it is. I mean, it's kind of rather fascinating, I think. And this is really at the basic level. This is how marketing's done today, right? I mean, you know where it's coming from, what kind of device, what language, where you're at, and it's real time. This is over the last month. So you can get a sense and a feel for just how powerful this is, and I wanted to show you that. So this is just basic. I'm not trying to monetize my site, not yet anyway. It just really gives you a sense of what this is, how powerful this is, how important it is to have something like Google Analytics, and that's the number one. And it's free. A tool to analyze. So that's it for my site. It's simple to sign up for. Just Google Analytics, and it gets you started. Now we need to talk about kind of some mechanics of it, how you get it into a site, etc. So bear with me for a second. Okay, here I am. I'm back at my site. You're probably getting sick of this by now, but it is what it is. So here it is. I'm back here. I'm back at this hosted version. Remember, hosted version of Google Analytics. I'm sorry, of my website, Required Mistakes. So here I am, and I'm going to. There's a concept here you need to understand. So this is what the world sees, but there's the back end. Like the back end to the site, and that's the dashboard. And here's the dashboard. And remember, I talked in that first video for this assignment. I talked about themes, customizations. I went over some widgets, ideas of widgets. Let me go back to that idea of widgets. Remember, it's code you put in, and so all these different types of things, and one of them, and it's another idea of widgets. Similar idea is this whole idea of plugins right here. Widgets, similar idea of plugins. Code that's from the outside world that you put into your site. So let me go here and say I got 10 installed plugins. So here are things, and look at this, Google Analytics by Monster Insights. Okay, it's how you add Google Analytics to your WordPress site. Okay, so I put it in there through this plugin. I put it in there. So now the question comes in. So it's in there and it's tracking because I installed the plugin. Now the question comes back to this, and I think I asked this. I know I asked, for a matter of fact, I asked this on the assignment. And I think the question is this: can I use Google Analytics with the free version of WordPress.com? The answer is no, you can't, because with this kind of sophistication, this kind of plugin stuff, you don't get it with the free version. So answer no to that question. However, they do have, and you'll see it when you get into WordPress.com, they do have some basic metrics there. So you can get some of it, but you're not going to get the sophistication of it. And it's one of the differences between WordPress.com and the hosted version. All right, so hopefully that helps and gives you a sense of what Google Analytics is. And so I think I have another question. How do I use Google Analytics to help with SEO, search engine optimization? Well, that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Let's go back here. Look at this. I mean, this is really, imagine what they're doing at Best Buy, at all these amazing, when they got tens of thousands, millions of hits a day. Well, they know, they can tell, okay, what technology is it coming from? Look at this. They got all this kind of information. They know where it's coming from. They know the location. You can dial it in. You can imagine how sophisticated this happens and gets down into and drilling down into. So that's how you use it. So hopefully this video gives you kind of a broad sense, a basic sense of Google Analytics and how you can use it to help with SEO optimization.